Have you played an Inventor yet? If you plan on it, you may want to consider taking these 10 teamwork feats. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first level feat, Tamper. With this feat, choose either a weapon that your enemy is wielding or a suit of armor that they are wearing. To use this feat, you must be adjacent to your target. Please note, this feat does have the Manipulate trait, so you are going to provoke attacks of opportunity from any enemies that have it. Once you choose what you're tampering with, you're going to need to make a crafting check against the reflex DC of your target. If you critically succeed on your crafting check, then if you chose a weapon, you impose a -2 penalty on attack rolls and damage with that weapon. If you chose to tamper with armor, then the target you chose is flat-footed and takes a -10 foot penalty to speed. Both of these effects last until your target spends an action to remove your tampering. If you regularly succeed on your crafting check, then your tampering only lasts until the start of your next turn, even if the enemy does nothing about it. If you critically fail on the crafting check, then your tampering backfires. You take fire damage equal to your level. Keep in mind, the circumstance penalty to weapon attack rolls does stack with things like enfeebled and clumsy. Also, if you tamper with armor, then the rogue gets that nice sneak attack, and it's easier for everyone to hit them. Plus, you're reducing their speed by 10 feet. Can you imagine that combined with a freaking Tanglefoot bag? That'd be epic. And yes, those two do stack, because the Tanglefoot bag is a status penalty, while this feat is an untyped penalty. The only problem I see with this feat is that it doesn't work on enemies that aren't wielding weapons or aren't wearing armor. For example, if you're facing wolves, this feat is pretty much useless. That being said, it's a great mid to high level feat when you're more likely to run into enemies that actually have weapons or armor. We covered a low level feat, now it's time to cover a mid level feat. Deep Freeze is another great teamwork option. You target one creature within 60 feet. That target takes cold damage equal to your level with a reflex save. If they get a critical success on their save, then they completely dodge it as normal. On a successful save, the target takes half damage and takes a -5 foot status penalty to speed. On a failure, full damage and -10 foot penalty to speed. If they critically fail their saving throw, they take double damage and -15 foot penalty to speed. If you add the unstable trait to this feat, then it hits all creatures in a 60-foot cone and deals double damage. Also, if you have the Revolutionary Innovation class feature, then you can increase the cone to 90 feet. In addition, if you have the Construct Companion Innovation, it takes this action instead of you. A lot of people don't understand how reducing an opponent's speed can be really good in Pathfinder 2e. Of course, it all depends on the situation too, but this is especially good with the Tamper feat I just covered, because this is a status penalty to speed, and Tamper is an untyped penalty to speed. Assuming you use Tamper on their armor. Few players actually realize how good reducing an enemy's speed is, especially at this kind of range. It may only be for one round, but you gotta keep in mind, if you add the unstable trait, then you can hit multiple enemies with this. That can definitely make a difference in certain situations. Alright, the next feat on this list is Gadget Specialist. This feat gives you the formulas for 3 common or uncommon gadgets. Also, you can create up to 2 temporary gadgets per day. These gadgets fall apart at the end of the day unless you've used them. If you are a master in crafting, then you get 3 additional gadget formulas, and you can create 1 additional temporary gadget a day. If you are legendary in crafting, then you get another 3 gadget formulas, and you can create 1 additional gadget per day. Being able to make gadgets is inherently good for teamwork because you can give them to your party members. However, I did cover the best teamwork gadgets in my previous video, so definitely go check that out. Now let's talk about Searing Restoration. This feat allows you to heal yourself or an adjacent living creature. The target regains 1d10 hit points. The target you heal also automatically receives an immediate flat check to recover from one source of persistent bleed damage it is under. At 3rd level, and every 2 levels afterward, the healing increases by 1d10. If you have the Construct Companion Innovation, it can take this action instead of you. However, it cannot gain the benefit of this feat, as it is not a living creature. When I look at this feat, I see another use of battle medicine that actually heals more, and a way to heal out of combat quicker, since you can use this in combination with the continual recovery skill feat. This feat does have the unstable trait, so you're normally going to have to wait at least 10 minutes before you can use it again. But the same thing is true with the medicine skill if you have continual recovery. This feat essentially gives you more than double the amount of healing you would get in 10 minutes. And that's at level 2 when you can take this feat. Alright, the next feat on this list is one that you probably saw coming if you've even looked at Inventor feats. I'm talking about Overdrive Ally. You will choose one ally within 30 feet. That ally gains the effects of your overdrive until the end of their next turn. They gain extra damage equal to half your intelligence modifier or your full intelligence modifier if you were in critical overdrive. Your ally does not gain the benefits of expert, master, or legendary overdrive. Come on, of course this one's on the list. Just giving anyone you want extra damage until the end of their next turn. Like you even have to ask why this one is good for teamwork. Shared Overdrive is a direct upgrade to Overdrive Ally. Now you can give an ally the full benefits and duration of your overdrive. In addition, you can use Overdrive Ally more than once. However, any allies that you use it on after the first only gain the effects of the original Overdrive Ally. Keep in mind, that first ally that you use Shared Overdrive on gains the benefits of Expert, Master, and Legendary Overdrive, in addition to any other effects. Let that first one be a martial class like, say a fighter, and all of a sudden they're doing a bunch more damage. Since this is just a better version of Overdrive Ally, it's good for teamwork for the same reasons. With the helpful Tinkering feat, you can give your offensive boost to an ally. Choose one ally within your reach and one weapon they are wielding. Make a crafting check against a high DC for your level. If you succeed, that ally gains the benefits of your offensive boost for 1 minute. If you critically fail the crafting check, your ally takes the extra damage that your offensive boost would normally deal. For example, if you chose for your offensive boost to deal cold damage, if you critically fail the crafting check, your ally takes 1d6 cold damage. You can only use this feat once every 10 minutes. However, that lasts for a full combat if you succeed on your check. That means most of the time, you're gonna be able to do this every combat. For one person anyway. Combine this with weapon specialization for a martial class, and they can do a lot of damage, especially if they crit. I haven't seen anyone play an Inventor yet, so I have no idea whether this feat is considered good or not, but it should be. Now let's talk about Contingency Gadgets. When you make your temporary gadgets for Gadget Specialist, you can make one of them a Contingency Gadget. This means you don't have to declare exactly what gadget you're making in that slot. Instead, you can spend an interact action to pull out your Contingency Gadget. It is at that point that you must declare which gadget you made in that slot. If you are legendary in crafting, you can make 2 Contingency Gadgets instead of 1. With this feat, you can pull out exactly what gadget you need for a given situation. That makes your temporary gadgets much more effective. Really need to hit someone with a net from far away? Pull out that spring-loaded net launcher. That champion really needs to protect allies? Pull out that magnetic suit. This feat definitely gives the inventor a good amount of versatility with his gadgets. Alright, 2 feats left. The first one is Explosive Maneuver. In order to use this feat, your innovation must be a weapon, and your last action must have been a successful strike with your innovation. When you use this feat, choose Grapple, Shove, or Trip. Your weapon innovation must have the same trait as what you chose. So if you chose Grapple, your innovation must have the Grapple trait, and so on and so forth. You take the chosen action against the same foe you hit with your previous strike. However, what makes this feat so busted is that you use the same multiple attack penalty as your previous strike. That means you have a much better chance of successfully grappling, tripping, or shoving the opponent. With this feat, you don't even need Assurance Athletics. You can just attack at full bonus, then use your maneuver at full bonus, then attack again at -5. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this maneuver doesn't even count towards your multiple attack penalty. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, even if I'm wrong and your last attack is at -10, it's still the most busted Inventor feat I've seen. The last feat for this video is Ubiquitous Overdrive. This feat is a direct upgrade to Shared Overdrive. During your daily preparations, you can choose up to 6 allies. Whenever you use Overdrive, you can grant the bonus of Overdrive to any of those allies within 30 feet of you. Those allies do not gain the bonus from Expert, Master, or Legendary Overdrive. Basically, now you can use Overdrive Ally on all allies within 30 feet of you without spending an extra action. It doesn't go any higher than the original Overdrive, but it's still a great feat. Your intelligence modifier is gonna be high, so this will give quite a bit of extra damage to your allies. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Pathfinder 2nd Edition Teamwork content. If you want to see more videos like this, you can check out this video here. And until next time, remember, teamwork is vital.